Hey, what's up, beer tubers? Today I have a special beer. And by that I mean it's one of the first times that I found it here in a bottle here in the state of Ohio. And with that said, I'm going to dedicate this review out to one of my good friends from the Beer and Bullshit show. I'm going to dedicate this review to Jim Bab. This beer is for you because of the fact that you have told me so much about this beer that I just, as soon as I seen it, we've talked about it before, and this is one of the first times that I could find it in a bottle. So with that said, without further ado, let me go ahead and grab it for you guys. This here is from Maine Beer Company out of Freeport, Maine. This is the India Pale Ale, and this is their Lunch. This is a highly sought after beer, and evidently, from what I hear, it sells out rather quickly. This is a pint, 0.9 full ounces at 7% alcohol by volume, so it's borderline a double IPA. Thank you for drinking our beer. Lunch is a special whale. I kind of dislike that terminology. That has been spotted off the Maine coast since 1982. Year after I was born, so okay. She has what looks like a bite taken out of her fin, which adds to her unique character. We dedicate this beer to her determination and persistence. Keep on swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Anywho, so let's go ahead and crack this open. I'm going to try to do this. I'm doing this by my cell phone. I don't know whether or not the quality is to standard. But I picked this up for $7.99. So with that said, I don't know if this is a decent amount for this beer. If there are people out there, I will show off the pour, and I'm doing this in a Sierra Nevada IPA glass. I thought I'd do it kind of professional. I would definitely do it right, as these IPA glasses tend to give off a major head. Let me go ahead and put this down and go ahead and see if I can't switch over for you guys. There we go. And here you go. There is a look at the bottle. Here's a look at every aspect of the bottle. If nobody has ever seen this before, this has been a definitely sought after beer. I hear quite some things about it, and here is the beer itself. Got that nice luscious carbonation coming up from the bottom because this is a etched glass. It has like a little hop right down here at the bottom. That has been etched into the glass down there, and it's that nucleus site, as you can see. Look at that carbonation just streaming up there. That I love that, and it gives off to this nice white bellowy head. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get some aromas out of that. I'll go ahead and switch right back over for you guys, give you a last look at this beer. And again, like I said, I picked it up for $7.99. I don't know what other people can get this beer at, so I don't know if that's if that's an acceptable, price point for this beer. So with that said, let's go ahead and switch back over, and we will. There we go, and we'll take an assessment of this beer. It smells like freshly cut grass. Very herbal, very dank, very resinous. It almost smells like a double IPA, actually. Very herbal, very fruity. Got that mango, papaya, almost grapefruit-like. Tropical fruit notes, definitely. Hopefully it's got a caramel malt backbone to kind of support that much hops that is in this beer. So let me make it through the head of this beer first and see if we can't get some kind of sample out of this beer. Prost. Definitely. As almost unfiltered that this looks, it's still got a nice, crisp, clean, refreshing flavor off it. The drink primarily, like I said, very crisp, very clean, very drinkable. Very tropical fruit notes right up front. Mango, papaya, almost kind of like that lychee nut kind of flavor to it. It's got a little bit of an herbal, grassy note to it, but again, so drinkable, so thirst quenching, especially for a 7% beer. Even though this comes in a pint, I'm gonna tell you what, this is super drinkable. I can definitely see why it's one of the more sought after, IPAs. And if you want to call it a single IPA instead of a double IPA, because I mean, it does not say that it's a double. If they have a double, I would love to hear about it, and I would love to seek it out. If anybody's out there that is in the Maine area, you guys can get a hold of a double IPA from them. I'd be interested in some sort of trade. I am in Ohio, evidently, and I can try to trade something that I can get a hold of. But with that said, this is a killer IPA. I would definitely recommend it to people. I would definitely say if you are in their distribution market, definitely seek it out and try it. So good. But I have to give it both aspects. Not only is it a good beer, but at the same time, I would tell people, for the price point, there are better beers out there. Whether you have to take the time. You have to take the time and seek them out, because of the fact that you're not going to find, the best of the best without a little bit of work. Even though that this beer cost me $7.99, and it took me a little while to find it. It finally came down to my distribution network, and I've heard that this beer has been on tap here in Ohio, a couple times. I just was not in the area to be able to make it work to get down there and to be able to try it out. But it's me. Everybody knows me and my Sam's. But at the same time, I'm going to throw this beer up here, even though this beer does not come around very often. It only cost me $2.99 for a pint can, for a single pint can. So therefore, a 4-pack only cost me like 15 bucks. And it's a double IPA. Granted, I know specifically Sam's is a definitely bigger company than the Maine Beer Company. And the Maine Beer Company doesn't have that type of distribution to be able to get out there nationwide. But at the same time, I'm like, if I have the opportunity to be able to get a better IPA, whether it's Sam's, let me pull up another one. I'm gonna get down here. I know you people don't want to really get in close with me, but here's another one that's in my distribution network that I think that is a really killer IPA. Now, this is a $5.99 double IPA that is called the Malevolent Black Imperial IPA that people really can't get unless you're in our distribution network because it comes from Canada. Now, this is a Imperial Black IPA, and it's only $5.99. Again, Maine distribution may not have that distribution network and proprietary aspects that makes it viable for them to lower the cost. But at the same time, I'm just throwing out there examples that you may or may not be able to find within the northern region of the country to kind of offset what I'm sitting here drinking now. Now, I know my dear friend that I had mentioned at the beginning of this video, he loves this beer. And I'm pretty darn sure that he is able to get primarily a better a better IPA, maybe even a double IPA, that might meet or beat the aspects of this beer. He just might be a fan of this beer, which therefore I had to check it out. And I don't digress, my friends. This is a really killer IPA. Is it worth the money? That's where we, as beer drinkers, need to stop and take an effort and start thinking about where we spend our dollar. Is the IPA that is on, rate sites, Rate Beer, Beer Advocate, wherever you go, Untapped, is it worth the money? Is it worth the hype? That's another question, and that's another discussion for another time. I will see you guys again later for another said beer in said glass, man. Peace, pros, deuce, and as always, rate, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. If you guys have had this beer, is it one of the better double IPA, or single IPAs, excuse me. It just almost tastes like a double. But is this one of the better ones that you guys can get or get a hold of? Is it overrated? Is it underrated? I want to hear from you guys. You guys let me know what you think, and I will see you guys again later. Peace.